You're listening to the Out of Bounds Show podcast, presented by Independent Roofing Systems. If you want it done right the first time, visit Independent Roofing Systems today.
How concerned are you the lack of starting pitching getting to at least the sixth inning for MSU?
I'm not overly concerned, but I am concerned. It's one of those things, the bullpen is so deep and you've got so many options out there, you can kind of piece it together. But, these weekends get pretty long, and so you really need McLeod to go out there and get you, 5 innings if he can, because then you can bring Brandon Smith in that sits up the whole lefty-righty thing. But if these guys are going to go 2 or 3 innings, and that's really going to stress the bullpen, and come Sunday, you're kind of pitching on fumes. So they need those guys, especially McLeod, in my opinion, to really, really pitch deeper into ball games. And you know what? It's one of those things, too, that, South Carolina struggled last night against North Florida, and it was a situation, too, where they used the long ball to get back in the ball game. And, McLeod has given up a team-high 10 home runs this year, and a lot of those came against Arkansas, and you give those guys a lot of credit. But in order for State, I think, to really take command of the series, they need McLeod to come out and get through the order 2 times and then turn it over to the bullpen. I mean, if he goes out there and he's only good for a couple innings, then I think that may not show up on Friday. I think it shows up on Sunday, and I think that Sunday game is going to be a wild one.
Brandon Smith, is he ready to go, Steve?
Yeah, he's good to go, and he pitched last weekend and actually looked better last weekend than he's looked in probably a month. And so maybe the time off and the rest was good for him. And that's what happens with these guys. They're so overly competitive. They get a little tweak here, they feel a little tightness there, and they just try to pitch through it because they're so competitive. And then eventually they're not as effective as they should be. And then I've been hurting for a little while. So then the guy gets shut down for a week because these guys want to play. I mean, these guys were all alpha dogs on the teams they were on before, and so they're not used to sitting and letting somebody else take their reps. And so I think that was kind of the case with Brandon. But with his, he's coming off Tommy John surgery, and so they're always going to be a little more cautious with those guys. But, he's good to go and made the trip and should be ready to pitch this weekend and when called upon.